Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Right, would you like to start?
The children at Botany Downs Kindergarten are Skyping the neighbouring school, something they've been doing for a while now as part of a highly successful program that enhances their transition to school.
This is Levi and he's written a story. What's your story about, Levi?
For some time, the kindergarten program has included regular visits to the neighbouring school's assembly, visits to the school library and inclusion in other special events. Nevertheless, both the kindergarten and the school have been keen for the kindergarten children to have a deeper, more personal relationship with school. One that will take the mystery and fear out of the transition at 5 years.
My birthday today.
Should we sing happy birthday to you? Happy birthday.
Using Skype technology seemed like a possible way to achieve this. It would not only allow the preschoolers to visit the classroom vicariously, but offer opportunities for new ways of communicating.
Awesome.
The content that we thought would be good would be children who had gone to school reading to us, sharing what was up for them, and perhaps songs or whatever they'd been doing. And in return we would look at songs, news and events as well.
Before Skyping began, both sides of the partnership visited the other, so that the children had some understanding of the environment they would be seeing on screen.
We thought it would overcome the temptation for the wave fest like this, as Skype tends to do, but it didn't to a degree. So we decided to open the Skype for a week, and the children had the opportunity to wave throughout the day to whoever they wanted to, and it was very successful, and they got the connection that the children were working and the children were doing this, and now our children were having music, and things went on as usual, but they could still do their connection.
I think the value.
Whoops, she's dropped out.
Like any new program, there were teething problems, and none of the staff were particularly technologically savvy. But the trial and error was itself valuable.
What we felt it did was the children could see us as problem solvers. They could see us persisting with difficulty, and they could see us clearly determined to make this work. And I think that's a really good role model, and one if we couldn't get it going, we would find a way. For instance, one day when our server was down and we couldn't get on, we used our iPhone to Skype and get around that problem.
Visit
Are
today.
you guys coming to Botany School?
Yes.
That is so exciting!
Do you know which room you're going to be in? No.
Skype time, which is every Thursday at 12, soon became a highlight of the week, and it didn't take long for the children to develop a relationship with the school's teacher and her new entrant class.
They know Mrs. Pierce. They'll see her in the playground and the supermarket or wherever, but it's also with the children from that class. They're definitely our buddies, and we haven't buddied up sort of one-to-one, but it was interesting at the swimming pool. A child recognised and called out, "Hey, he's my buddy from kindy." You know, so they're making those connections outside kindergarten and that class, which I think is really, really important. The relationship is actually quite strong by the end of each year.
When do you start school?
After Christmas. After Christmas. Or maybe before.
The positive effects of Skyping were also felt in the new entrant classroom.
They were really excited to show what they could do. It was exciting for them to make the connection with kindergarten, and it was the sense of pride. Look what I can do, and their self-esteem, I think, was really enhanced by doing this.
They love to share their news. It's, as Bronwyn said, it's a real oral language thing, and that is key.
It's nearly my birthday and I'm gonna turn 6 and it's 10 more sleeps.
I have some shy kids in my class, and it's a safe environment for them to share to. They really like to share their work they're doing at school, and I think that's valuable for not only us but the kindy kids. It's good for them to see examples and exemplars of what they are probably going to have to do, and to see that it's not scary it's a really cool place to be being at school.
Got fee wobbly for
Part of our setup in the first place was to learn about what happens at school, so they would know that children do reading and they can read it back to people, and that they're doing spelling and various things that happen in the classroom, because that was being shared with us. And in fact, I think now that's been done way more informally, because you'll see that when they're sharing about their loose tooth or their new shoes, that's what's up for them. And that oral language and that conversation that's happening through another medium is just using technology to build relationships.
There's one more seat here.
There's connections that Skype has facilitated, but we're making those connections in person as well. And we've got a trip coming off that we're going to go on together. Just recently we went over to Room 8 to watch their wearable art rehearsal.
It has helped coming over, being in person as well, and we came over recently for a Halloween visit, and that was just great. They knew each other, there was no strangeness. It was just like coming to a friend's house for some photo. It was really, really cool.
This is following on from our sleighing at Snow Planet and getting ready for Christmas.
Skyping has been so effective, it has taken on many new forms. Some children who have gone on to schools other than the neighbouring one have Skyped with kindergarten staff after school, thereby avoiding a clean break from kindergarten. And within the kindergarten itself, children Skype other friends and family.
This last week we've had Grandparents' Week, and the children have been Skyping with grandparents all over the country and throughout the world, in fact. And they can take the iPad around and show them everything that's happening at kindergarten, and they can also introduce them to their friends. And we think then that extends to the connection that grandparent can then talk about, what's your friend Mary doing, or whatever. There's connections that are more real and they know what their friend looks like. So I think it has huge potential, and we'll continue.
And for my birthday, I got a mermaid that can dip her whole body in the water and even her crown.